Yes, and we are back finally after months with a new old game. New because it's recently re-released on Steam and you can buy it and play it there. Old because I'm playing the CD version through Windows 98 emulated on my computer. And so this game is particularly fun because it isn't turn-based strategy, it's real-time strategy. You can go in and do the campaign where it's gradually harder and harder missions, or you can set the difficulty so that they get even more extremely hard. Very nice. Or you can do a random map or a selected map. And these are my favorite mode to play because you can select the number of players you'll play against. You all start off the same depending on the difficulty levels you give them. It can be very challenging or a really fun walk in the park. And we'll look at some strategies you can use in this game, but also just why it is so much fun. Starting into the game, you'll instantly see that you have X number of villagers, a couple military units, and your own town center. As you upgrade your town center, you're able to upgrade your surrounding village or military buildings. The villagers, what they do, they harvest trees, they harvest bushes, they shear sheep, they kill animals, they mine ores such as stone or gold. They also will produce farms if you tell them to. Now these farms, as well as everything else, does exhaust over time, and so you always have to be on top of what you're doing with your villagers so that they don't run out of things to do and just stand there doing nothing. Although there is a button you can click that you'll find out when you do your first tutorial that'll show you who's being lazy. Next, you have your boats, you have your transport boats, you have your fishing boats. Fishing boats add to your food. And then your military boats as well. Going into the military, there's your foot soldiers, there's your cavalry, there's your archers. Monks aren't exactly military, but they do persuade people to join sides, as well as collecting relics, which give you gold over time that don't exhaust. So those are nice to collect. Diplomacy, it is important, not so much in the easier stages when you're trying to get used to it, but later on you have to declare how you view people, because you could have somebody viewed as friend and they start attacking you and you won't attack back. So you got to be careful with that. As well as you can give or demand supplies from other nations, and that all affects your standing with them. Defenses, I will tell you right now, a loophole in defenses is if you have a closed wall, like a completely encircled village, they will attack the wall. They will bring in things and they will attack the wall. If you have an opening, they won't attack the wall. Now, if you happen to put a couple castles at this opening, they won't attack the wall anywhere except where those castles are. They'll come through the wall to the village and get slaughtered by the castles. Now, every so often they'll bring in trebuchets that do ranged attack at the village, which go over the wall. Those you have to have knights ready to go out and kill whenever they show up. And I ran into a few of those during this match myself. But yes, open wall saves lives. And then if you really want to step up the difficulty, even on an easy mode, build a wonder. It takes, I think, 10,000 of each resource to build. But once it's built, if it stands for X number of time, you win the game. But everybody stops attacking each other and they will come for you. So it's basically you versus everyone instead of all for one. or not all for one, but basically everybody against each other. And so, in a nutshell, that is Age of Empires 2. You can get it on Steam. I think as a package with the other Age of Empires. This one was my favorite version out of them all. I haven't tried any of the newest versions. I think anything newer than 4 or 5. But this one's very simplistic and yet can be very challenging depending on your difficulty setting. And so you really have to pay attention and really work fast if you're going to do it. And I remember years ago when I was playing this, you get used to how quickly time passes, and so you up the speed. You can increase the speed on how quickly time passes, and if you can keep up with that, you're doing great. Anyways, thank you again for watching Gamer Mikey Bill, and I hope you try this game out sometime.